Hello, this is Chenyu. Today I'm going to talk about the paper, A Corpus-Driven Approach to Sentiment Analysis of Patient Narratives. There are three keywords in the title, corpus-driven approach, and sentiment analysis and patient narratives. We have used the corpus-driven approach, so we know what corpus-driven approach is. But we know little about sentiment analysis and patient narratives. So in this paper, after reading this paper, we will know something about these two keywords here. I will introduce this paper from four aspects. Firstly, introduction, then data collection and analysis, and thirdly, I think it's the most important part of this paper, linguistic and semantic problems, and next conclusions and something about future research. Firstly, introduction part, the purpose of the study. The corpus of this paper is patient narratives. My understanding is if the patients go to the hospital and they will write something like feedback or some self narratives and then give this to the hospital, and then the hospital will analyze their feedback, their narratives, and get some useful information like what their feelings about the treatment, what their attitude, and how to improve their health services, like these kind of things. So they need to analyze a large amount of patient feedback. So the authors want to test some software to automatically analyze the data, not manually analyze the data and get the result here. So they used sentiment analysis to deal with the patient feedback. And in the process of dealing with this kind of data using sentiment analysis, they may encounter some problems that is different from other genres. Like we do some sentiment analysis in the newspapers. The words and the selection of words is different. So the method of dealing with the data is a little bit different. And firstly, what are the challenges of sentiment analysis? The main challenge in sentiment analysis is the complexity of language. This can be illustrated through an examination of negation. So first challenge is negation. Negation has a major impact on the contextual polarity of opinion words and text. Negation words or phrases such as never, not, no, nine, nothing, neither, nor can reverse the polarities of the opinion words. And also, language patterns such as stop doing something, quit doing something, and say it can express negation and negative evaluation, but it depends on the social context of the text. The negation can change the polarity of the sentence. This is easy to understand. Look at the first example. The latest iPhone is great. So great here is a positive word, and we say so the whole sentence is positive. But then we add not here. The latest iPhone is not great. So the polarity of the opinion words is still great, but we add not here, the sentiment of this sentence is negative here. But why we say it's a little complex? Because we look at the second example. My iPhone stopped working. It's obvious that the sentence is negative because the iPhone is broken or something like that. So it stopped working, and it's negative. And then we look at the next sentence. The medicines worked. The medicines worked. In this sentence, sentiment is positive because the medicines worked. That means the medicine is useful. But the next sentence, the tumor stopped growing. We say the tumor stopped growing. Stopped is a negation words. But in the genre of narrative, patient narratives, the whole sentence is positive because if we delete stopped, the tumor growing, it has no negation here, but it is negative. So we add stop here, and then we change the polarities of the sentence. The sentence becomes positive. And then it is an interesting sentence. Admissions was haphazard, although the staff were very nice but very busy. So at first the sentence is negative, but we say although here, and then they say very nice and very busy. So we say very nice, then it becomes positive, but very busy. It seems that the staff, the doctors are very busy, and the patients are not taken care very well. So it's implicitly negative. Okay, we look at this sentence, and some words like nice, busy, but also all these words will bear the weight of the evaluation. Next, word complexity arises from how natural languages are used for communicative purposes. Words in natural languages are dynamic contributors to a process of meaning creation, which is strongly affected by the context of use. That means the same word in different social context may have different meanings. So a word is a dynamic variable whose value may change depending on the context in which it is used. So this is a problem that sentiment analysis may encounter in the real analysis, because something you give the value, sometimes you give the positive value to a word, but in different contexts, in different situations, it may mean different meanings, and even sometimes it is positive, sometimes it is negative. So in different genres, the value of each word may be considered carefully. We look at the examples here. The battery lasts a long time, and the film lasts a long time. Long time is the same word, but obviously the battery lasts a long time, that is a positive sentiment, but the film lasts a long time. We are not sure about what is the context of this sentence, so we cannot say this sentence is positive or negative, because the film, if the film is great, so it's okay to last a long time, and that is a positive. But if the film is so boring that it lasts a long time, I think the sentiment is negative. But we don't know the context of this sentence, so we cannot decide it. And then in these papers, in the context of these papers, the patient opinion corpus, this is my first experience for a long time with NHS, and assuming that today's experience is mirrored across the system, we have an NHS staffed by workers we should be proud of. So firstly, it's a natural sentiment, but then we could say we should be proud of. So then it is positive sentiment. So it's a big challenge that if we analyze the data manually, we could look at the context. We could know the attitude of the speakers, but if we give this work to the computer may not know the context, even make the decision depending on the words you give them. Second part. The basic data set was a corpus of patients' narratives giving feedback about treatment for a medical condition within the NHS. Patient Opinion is the UK's leading independent non-profit feedback platform for health services. The total number of words in this corpus, we could say a large number of words here. And data collected from 2008 to 2014 by this website. And then it's a dictionary, I think. A fairly large Excel file with estimate scores for 57,963 words was prepared. The manual scoring of weights for the words in the database was carried out using the following criteria.